go back to the flash crash of 2010. Back in May of that year, May 6th. Who forgets that? I mean, we were watching the market plunge 1,000 points. The Dow lost nearly $1 trillion in value in less than a few minutes. 5 years later, officials have arrested the man they say triggered the crash. One guy. His name is Navinder Singh Sarao. Today, a London court granted him conditional bail and is being required to post $8 million. That's his bail. Joining me now on the phone to discuss the arrest, former commissioner on the United States Commodity Futures Trading Commission, Bart Chilton. Welcome, Bart, and thank you for being on the phone with us.
Yeah, great to be with you as always.
So this guy says, you know what, the CME and regulators can, quote, kiss my you-know-what. He is flouting the charges here, but we know that the CME had sent an email to him the day of the flash crash saying, no spoofing, we've got your number, and yet it took 5 years. Number one, why did it take 5 years? Number two, did one guy really cause the flash crash?
Well, on the timing, he started doing this according to the complaint, the DOJ complaint, back in 2009, and he did it for 5 years. There were actually 400 trading days, DOJ alleges, that he did this, and the most significant, of course, was May 6, 2010. But, you know, looking at 400 trading days takes a long time because there's thousands of trades on each one of those 400 trading days. But look, the bottom line is, he's been arrested, and hopefully, after the justice will be served. Let's put it that way.
Do you think there are other people that he worked with, or other people who were working in tandem with him?
Well, I don't think, Liz, that by himself that he did this. I mean, clearly the report, as you may recall, that we issued, the CFTC back in the day, 2010, with the SEC, said there was a fundamental trader that traded 75,000 contracts valued at $4.1 billion in the E-mini futures, traded at CME. And without that, I don't think this could have happened. Now, Mr. Sarao was certainly part of a confluence of culprits, and he contributed in a significant fashion. But it wouldn't have happened without that other fundamental trader, in my view. Okay. And by the way, it wouldn't surprise me if you don't hear about some other potential enforcement action in the future. I don't know, and I'm not a regulator anymore, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. Before you go, I know you've heard the same news that we have, that John Corzine, who used to run MF Global, wants to start a hedge fund. I have to ask you, Bart, will John Corzine ever run private money again? Will he ever be able to be allowed to, I guess, manage outside money after what happened with the commingling and all the charges with MF Global going bankrupt?
Well, it seems to me that anybody that's had, lawsuits against them, particularly those that are unresolved, will face some serious questions from the SEC and if need be, by the CFTC. So, people have to be cautious and wait to see what the regulators do. But when there's outstanding legal issues out there, it certainly would be a tall hill to climb.
Okay. Bart, thank you for getting on the phone. I know you're traveling. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bart Chilton, former CFTC chief.